I'm definitely going to get a nice little break for Christmas. We're actually going to Disney World this year, which is very different from my family. We always do a traditional Christmas at home with everyone from our family at our house, and it's just really traditional. So for us to leave and kind of go on a vacation, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun because really me and my siblings are grown up, and we don't really need to do presents. You know, that's not what Christmas is all about. It's more about spending time with each other, and we just wanted to go, you know, somewhere fun and exciting and spend our Christmas somewhere else.
For the holiday season, I'll head back to Southern California, see some family. I haven't had a lot of time this year to get a chance to hang out with them, so go back to Southern California and then catch up with some of my friends that still live on the West Coast and enjoy Christmas at home, you know, or at least childhood home, and enjoy the weather, because here in Indianapolis, not the best weather around Christmas.
You know, I live out here in Indianapolis, but my whole family is in the Bay Area, so in San Francisco. And so I'll head back that direction for Christmas, you know, a couple days before. In the IndyCar Series, obviously, we have kind of a mandatory testing break from middle of December to middle of January. So between Christmas being where it is and my birthday being a couple weeks later, it's always a good time for me to be able to kind of kick back, and everybody's always out of school and, you know, doesn't have a lot of work going on, so a lot of my buddies are free. So that's always a fun part of my year to look forward to.
Well, normally I'm like a traditional family man, but this is the first year I'm away from my family. I'm going to do Thailand. I believe you pronounce it Koh Samui, the island, with just a couple friends, and our girlfriends, just for like a week. I go with a couple friends like once a year on a vacation, so this year our schedules match up only over Christmas, so my family probably doesn't like me for that one, but I need to get away for a week.
Holidays in the Rahal family is always pretty active. I think, unfortunately, with too many people deal with this, but with divorce, we bounce around between Indy. Now with my girlfriend Lake, and we go up to Muncie, we'll go to Columbus, Ohio. We'll head off to see the family in Chicago, and then end up at my dad's lake house in Michigan. So all within a few days. So it's pretty busy, but quite frankly, that kind of leads or lends itself perfectly to our lifestyle. I feel like if I'm sitting around too much, I get pretty bored easily, so definitely won't have much downtime.
My wife's family's coming into town down in South Florida, so I think I'll have about six days until before Christmas by the time I get my feet back on the ground. So it's going to be a bit of a fire drill, but it'll be fun.
My parents both grew up in San Francisco, so their, you know, sort of extended families are all in the area still as well. So we do my mom's side of the family in San Francisco on Christmas Eve, and then my dad's side of the family all comes over to our place on Christmas Day. So that's a tradition that's been long-standing, that, you know, since I was, you know, a little kid.
My aunt makes all my great-grandmother's recipes, and my job's easy. I just show up and eat.
Back in the day, you know, it'd always be a nasty-tasting cup or glass of eggnog, and decorate a tree and put up. We had the LGB trains that the train sets we used to put up around the bottom of the tree, and our dogs would run over and ruin it and get Dad all angry. But those were kind of our traditions. That's what we did, and unfortunately that's changed quite a lot. But you know, we're starting new ones, and I'd imagine over the next, who knows, 15, 20 years, it's going to develop from there.
Well, last Christmas I went for went scuba diving with my dad in the morning, and we ended up, you know, kind of eating outside on the patio with some family, and went for a little boat ride. That's kind of our latest tradition, is doing it in Florida style and getting out on the boat.
Well, one of the best Christmas traditions for my family is we all go to my grandmother's house, and she has a big fireplace, so we get a big wood-burning fire going, and funnily enough, we enjoy a Mexican Christmas dinner. So we have tamales and enchiladas, and, you know, it's really traditional in Southern California, you know, in the Mexican culture, to have tamales for Christmas dinner. So we enjoy that as a big family group.
Best present I've ever received. You know, it's a tough one for sure. I remember being pretty psyched about getting a surfboard at one point. I'm not quite sure if I got my first go-kart on Christmas. I don't really remember. It was a little, you know, yard cart, and that thing was like all that mattered to me. So I don't even remember when I got it. I remember getting it, but I don't remember if it was Christmas.
Favorite Christmas present ever received? I received a motorized scooter when I was like 12, which I wanted desperately. and I got it for Christmas, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And I also somehow got all my other friends in the neighborhood to get these motorized scooters, and we ended up riding around our neighborhood on Christmas Day with a bunch of motorized scooters. And we annoyed, I'm pretty sure, every neighbor that we had, and we probably ruined everybody's Christmas. But we had a great time.
My favorite present I ever got for Christmas was a go-kart that my dad used to drive around the farm as a kid.
There was a Schwinn that was on sale that I really wanted. And I was like nagging my parents about it, and then all of a sudden one day, like, it was gone. And so I went into the guy at the bike store, was like, hey, like, who got this? And they were like, oh, this guy lives in Mill Valley, like, got it for his, son or whatever. He's just starting mountain biking. So I'm like, man, like, somebody else. And so I was all pissed off, It's like he had this total emotional swing, and obviously, like, my parents had gotten it, and they had told the guy not to tell me because they knew I'd come in and ask, and this whole thing. So I think just because of the emotional roller coaster about this bike, that was probably my most memorable Christmas.
Do I believe in Santa? I did till like an embarrassingly old age. I don't know, what's the average age you're supposed to find out about I mean, I was probably, everybody knew but me.
Well, unfortunately, I busted Santa at a pretty young age. Although my parents are very creative, and every single gift I ever got, if it was a watch or like if it had anything with a clock on it, they always set it at like 2:15 a.m. So I started to pick up on, okay, well, maybe if it's that sort of time, I'll go down there around that time and see if I can find them. And sure enough, I walked down there one day, and there was Mom and Dad. So I busted them pretty young, but it didn't actually take it away from, anything away from it for me personally. I love Christmas, and everybody does. It's a great time of year.
I do believe in Santa. What are you talking about? Everybody believes in Santa. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Wait, there's no Santa?
I was that kid telling everybody, like, no, whatever, you guys are full of it. Like, he's definitely alive and, doing all this kind of stuff for a long time. Like, I was the holdout when I was in middle school.
Is Santa real? I think Santa's real. I think so. I don't have proof, but I better get on that kick now with, we're expecting a little one. So, yeah, Santa's real.
Stopped believing. Who stops believing? If you don't believe, you don't receive.